Hello guys, this is Deathdealer and welcome back to another Space Engineers video. In this video I'll be giving you a tutorial on how to build the mining rig that is currently behind me. This mining rig is insane and I thought that you guys should know how to build it. Alright guys, let's get into this tutorial, shall we? Alright, so this mining rig itself can be operated almost anywhere as long as it can generate some form of power. For this instance we'll be using wind generation. But that's not important right now. Now, for the purposes of this tutorial, since I built the mining rig on an ice lake in my survival world, I will also build it in an ice lake here. Alright, let's get into this, shall we? So, feel free to pause this video as we go because, well, it will require a lot of pausing because it's a tutorial after all. Okay, right, so first of all, this is your central block. All these blocks that I'm placing right now are placeholder. I'll tell you when the other ones aren't. Alright, so this whole mining rig is 57 blocks across from one end to the other. Now, each actual segment should be maybe, I think it's 28 blocks? Yes, 28 blocks, I'm correct, right. For the purposes of this test, I won't have mirroring mode turned on because you also won't be able to use that. So instead I'm just going to count out the blocks as we go and we'll do the full tutorial. Alright, are you ready? Okay, let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Alright, that's segment 1. This video will be pretty long-winded, I apologise for that, but it is necessary. Okay, let's do segment 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Cool. Let's go and do segment 3. Like when you look at the overall profile of this thing, it is pretty large. Okay, let's do segment 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. And last but not least, let's do segment 4. Now, the ends of these segments will contain the legs for the overall mining rig itself. The central parts will be removed. Okay, let's do the last segment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Now since I messed up there, this end might be a little bit shorter, but we can't verify that when we build the rest of this thing. Okay, right. So we have our guide in place, we'll just call this a kind of guide. Now what we need to do is we need to build the overall legs of this thing. Okay, right, so what we're going to do is we're going to come up 9 blocks from the current elevation. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we'll do the same in all of the other legs. Then we will meet in the middle and we can actually build the drills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Segment 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And last but not least, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to make all of these meet up in the middle and then we can delete the guide. Alright, let's do that. All we need to do for here is, in fact, all we need to do is we can do this since we're in creative mode. So there we go, that's met up there. We'll do it over here, like so. We'll delete the steel in the middle and we'll replace it with a conveyor junction. Just watch out with your conveyor junction use, don't make the frame out of it because at large scales conveyor junctions cause lag. Alright, there we go. Now what we can do is we can delete these guides. So if you're in survival mode, just, delete it as you do. Let's delete this one. Slowly does it. Just make sure you don't take these off the ground. Fortunately, this is the odds of these legs getting damaged is pretty low. Alright, and last but not least, let us do this. Now the perks about this design is it's just tall enough that the drills can be placed without having to, mine out parts of the ground. Okay, right, so let's place in the pistons. So for the purpose of this design we're going to use 2 pistons like I did in my survival playthrough. 2 pistons to, when you're running the whole like drill itself, to extend the pistons fully while having the drills rotating. It'll take roughly 25 minutes to get to maximum depth. So if you were to double that number, we'll double the number of drills, not drills, pistons, you can double the time. Okay, so let's place in the 2 pistons, like so, 1, and last but not least 2. When you're in survival, make sure you weld up the actual pistons heads themselves, because they are required for this to work. Now, for this design, make sure you're using an advanced rotor so we can pass materials through it. Okay, there we go. Now, straight away here, we can start building the drills. Now, if you want to make sure you build this thing properly, each drill arm should have 26 blocks in total, and then 1 block between the actual drill arm and the arm of the main rig segments. If that is not the case, you probably built it incorrectly. But for the purposes of this, we can just, speed on through and do this. The only problem is when you're placing these drills, the rotor head itself will start to sag to one side, depending on how much is on one side. So we need to run back and forth and do them. What I tend to recommend is placing it as fast as possible without doing that, because that is highly dangerous. As you can see, it's slowly starting to sag on this side. So I've just got to do this slowly. And as you can see, it's now becoming hard to build things at. So what we do is we go to the opposite side, and we do the exact same thing. The only issue here is this part is very time consuming, but that is you can't avoid it, unfortunately. Okay, so we need to go and do that on the other side again, and when this is fully built, it shouldn't be sagging to one side at all, it should be fairly even. It should take you maybe about 3 passes per side to get it to, work. But yeah, that's that. Okay, so we need to do this over here again. Like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go, and then we go and place the last one over here. Alright, so that is that. For the purposes of this, since I may have done that wrong, I won't bother counting it. But it is easy to check out once you get the thing actually rotating. Okay, right, let's build the other sides. Just speed on through and do that as fast as you can. Okay, let's go and do the other side. Like, when you look at this whole design, it isn't actually all that complex. When I was building it, building it itself was easy enough to do, but when you're trying to set up the timers, it was a bit annoying. Timers, because, the way it was set up. Yeah, now that I look back on it, it's fairly simple. Okay, let's just do this. And last but not least, let's just do the ends of this thing, and then we can move on to the next segment. Okay, that's 1. And then that's 2, okay. Now if you want your actual stuff to look neat, I would have recommended locking the rotor. Yeah, that's the word. But this is now sitting slightly off center, but it's okay, it doesn't really matter for the purposes of this tutorial. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out here, I'm going to go and double check the timing stuff for the pistons and all the other stuff, and then we can continue with the tutorial. Alright folks, now let us set up the pistons and the rotors so that they spin and extend when they need to. Now first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to set the pistons up in individual groups. Well, not individual groups, in one group. Let's just call said group pistons. Now make sure you get all these settings virtually the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to click Share Inertial Tensor, and for the purposes of this tutorial, we've got to turn the pistons off. They won't be able to run right now anyways because there's not any power on this grid. Okay, now the velocity, if you control and click, you can get fine values. So what I've got to do is got to do 0.1. Yes, that's enough. Maximum distance, minimum distance is fine. Max impulse axis. What we're going to do is we're going to move it so that it goes to 1.1 Zn. It's easy, does it? There's a lot of values here. There we go, that's fair enough. It just means whenever, if the rig itself fails, it can dislodge the pistons easier without causing damage. And all the other values here are fine. Let us go to the advanced rotor. We're going to shear inertia tensor. We're going to turn this off as well because I don't want it to start, you know, running straight away. The torque can be left the same. We'll go to increase the braking torque because this needs to be able to stop on a dime if it needs to. That's close enough. Velocity. For this we've got to go with 0.25 RPM. So it'll take roughly 4 minutes to do a full rotation or something, I don't know. 0.25. Okay, right. Anything else I needed to do with that? No, we're good. Okay, so that's setting those two up fine. So we're all done with that. Now what we need to do is we need to set up the rollers. Not the rollers, the timers. So what we've got to do is we're just got to place some timer blocks up here. Now obviously this won't be able to activate because, well, there isn't anything to, you know, activate because there's no power. What we've got to do is we need to find a control panel. We'll just go and sit down here. So both the timers are in place. Okay, right, so let's go to timer 1, which is the timer block. We've got to set this delay for, I think it's 3 seconds. So I'm just going to go with 3. There we go. We're going to make it silent as well because I don't want to hear it constantly trigger. We're going to go into set up actions and we're going to get the piston group. We're going to toggle the piston group off. So basically what happens here is after 3 seconds of this timer being on, it will turn the pistons off. In that 3 seconds the pistons will extend like 0.3 meters or something. Alright, now what we need to do is we need to get the second timer. We've got to start that there, and then we're going to call the first timer and stop it. You might not actually need to do that, but I do it anyway just in case the game decides to break. Okay, so let's get timer 2. What we're going to do is we're going to set this to 60 seconds or 1 minute, set the timer block to silent, set up actions, get to the piston group. We're going to toggle the piston group on after 60 seconds. Okay, there we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to call timer 1, start, timer 2, stop. Now I need to double check that I didn't make a mistake. Yes, okay, right, we're good. Fantastic, right, this is perfect. Okay, right, so for this system to work when it's fully complete, you actually have to start one of the timers yourself. It will be timer 2 you actually start. So what you can do is you can simply set up a button to do that. Now, let us move on to the power systems and then we can do a test run. Alright, let's get the power systems online. So what you've got to do is you've got to come out to the legs of the mining rig. You've got to place 2 blocks, like so. Then what you've got to do is you've got to get your batteries. Now in my survival version, the batteries are in the centre, but for the purposes of this I'm going to put them out here because, you know, it's easier. And then we don't have as much clutter. So what you've got to do is you've got to place 1 battery here, and then you've got to go around to make a plus shape, like so. Then you'll place a battery here, and in each of these we've got to place a wind turbine. So place it like so. And as you can see, well, I think that's just a creative mode thing, but it virtually charged them up immediately. Okay, there you go. Now through testing, this sort of setup seems to be the most effective. Obviously it is affected by like terrain and position off the ground and stuff. Okay, let's go and do the other ones. So if you didn't catch that, go 2 blocks up like so. Then make a little plus shape here. Place another battery on top. And then you can place the wind turbines, like so. Just do it like that quickly. And finally here we are. Okay, now let's go and do the other ones and then we'll throw together a little storage system. Okay, so 2 blocks up, plus shape, like this. Turbines here, 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 and here. And then we'll go and do the other tower. So let's go 1, 2, 1, 2, plus shape. And last but not least, the last turbines. So let's do this, 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 and last but not least, this. So that's your power system setup. Now the good thing about this is you can actually use this mining rig as like a station for all of your survival stuff, with the way this is all set up. Anyways, getting back to the point, let us do the storage setup. So what we've got to do is we've got to come 1 block up with a conveyor tube. because this means that you can walk, you know, up and down here, make it like a catwalk to do maintenance and stuff. Then what we've got to do is we've got to place one cargo container here, and then you've got to place ones all around it like so until there's at least 9. This means that there will be enough storage. However, through my testing, I've estimated that you need to also go 2 cargo containers out like so, and this will be more than enough storage for the first extension. Like, what you may do with this design is, after one extension, if you're going to extend it further, empty all the cargo containers, use a transport ship to empty them all, and then do your further extensions. Alright, that's that. That's all your cargo in place. Now what we've got to do is we've got to set up a button panel to make this super easy to use, and then we can do a proper test. Okay, so let's just place a button panel here. What we've got to do is we've got to set up this button to start timer 2. Okay, right. Now, to stop the whole thing, what we've got to have to do is we've got to have to do timer stop and stop there as well. I could probably set up a group to do this, but it's easier doing it this way. Now, so when you are wanting to mine, let's say you just built it, make sure you do this control panel thing, so then it's easier. All you do is you press 1, which will start timer 2, and then you can sit back for 25 minutes and let the drill do its thing. Now, since we have built everything, we can now go and start the rotor. So what we're going to do is we're going to search for rotor. We're going to turn it on. As you can see, it starts turning, and then we're going to start the drills. So drills. We also need to set up a group for those, and then we're going to have them turn on. Okay. Now, if I search for timer 2, we haven't actually triggered it yet. Right, that's good. But as you can see, we are now drilling. Obviously it won't drill much, but you can slowly see a pattern emerge. We're going to let this run for a little moment. We're going to let it do one full rotation, just to make sure everything is okay. Now I need to check that this actual segment is long enough. That's why we waited. Another problem with this design is it causes lag. Like if your frame rates will drop. I'm sorry for the frame rate of the video at this point, but this kind of frame rate is to be expected. Okay, so this was actually long enough, so I was correct. But as you can see, it's already making a kind of circular shape, which is good. The design works. Now, as I said, if you want to do a full extension, this will take about 25 minutes. And for the purposes of this, I won't do a full, thing. Now, what we're going to do is, since we have made sure that it works and everything's the correct size, we're going to start timer 2. Now, I need to double check that that's actually working. As you can see, it is. The light is flashing. Now, that will count down 60 seconds, and then when that 60 seconds is up, it will start to extend the pistons. Now, remember, the pistons only extend at 0.1 meters per second. So that means after 3 seconds, the pistons will stop, and this mining thing will be slightly lower. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to wait and we're going to observe that happening. But yeah, this design kind of saves a lot of work. Like, in 25 minutes, this thing can mine upwards of 60 million kilograms of any material. So if you need ice for like escaping the atmosphere, set up one of these, wait 25 minutes, and you've got ice to last you like a long time. Like, you could fill up several hydrogen tanks with that. I don't actually know, maybe we should do a test of that at one point. But hold on, if we look here, is that lower? I can't tell. Who knows? Right, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop on up here. Like, what I'd like to do when I'm testing this, I like to sit on the actual drills themselves. But for this, we're just going to wait. Now, let us go to timer. So yes, this has actually extended. It has started the first timer. Now, if we look at the pistons, these are actually extended. So yeah, we have been successful in recreating this mining rig. If you have any questions about it, please let me know in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure to like the video and subscribe, because over 90% of you who watch my videos are not subscribed. So please, come on, come and subscribe, because then you won't miss any other videos. But yeah guys, thanks for watching this little tutorial. If you want to see more, obviously do what I've just said, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to let me know by voting for both the options in the poll at the top right hand side of the screen. This video has been brought to you by Fazing, one of my Patreons. If you too would also like to support the channel, head on over to patreon.com/DeathDealerYT and pledge as little as $1 a month to help me and the channel out. Thanks guys. Since you're already here, you should come and join our Discord. That is the #1 way to get in contact with me, and we've got a thriving little community over there and we'd be happy to have you. The link is both on screen right now and in the video description. I'd like to thank you all for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.